Good morning. It is AA Day, Saturday. Good morning. November 10th. It is AA Day. I need to turn the volume off on my side of YouTube. Let me try to figure this out, guys. There it is. Okay. Now that that's fixed, I hope. I don't see anyone in my chat yet, so I will wait a couple of minutes. YouTube lags away from what I can see, so it's behind. It's different seeing myself here on 3 different screens. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you to all servicemen and women, and present and past. It's uh, a duty that most of us would not want to do. It's the brave ones that do. So thank you very much for that. Now I'm going to say the Serenity Prayer and then get the meeting going. I had invited my sister up on panel, but I don't know if she's sleeping or if she's awake. So it's all good. So I'm Sandra. I'm an alcoholic. I've been a recovering alcoholic for almost 9 years. It's been a journey. It's been a lot of ups and downs. But regardless of the ups and downs, I have stayed sober, and that's what is important. So I also want to say, please, no judgment, no harassment. Be kind to everyone. Just because they comment in the comments or in the chat does not mean that they are the alcoholic. It just means that they're here to support me or um, to learn things that maybe they could help a loved one with or a friend with, because not every alcoholic is lucky and finds a program that works like I did. AA is my daily everything, so but I'm constantly thinking about, okay, I need to remember to do this. I need to take time out for me to go over my thoughts and stuff before I just act compulsively. So, anyways, I'm going to say the Serenity Prayer and get the meeting going. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I read this book. It is the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. In the contents, you can find all of your steps and all of your traditions. This is a good read, and I read out of the big book. I always put in the description the book we're reading and the page. So, 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. Made a decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God as we understood Him. 4. Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. Admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6. Admitted we were entirely we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defective characters. 7. Humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. Continue to take personal inventory, and when wrong, promptly admit it. 11. Taught through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Just a second. Over here on YouTube, I need to reply to this. Sorry about that. So we are on my character, or my chance to live, on page 312. It never occurred to me that I couldn't stop. Every day I concocted some new method of staying sober. If I wear this shirt, I won't drink. If I'm with this person or in this place, I won't drink. It didn't work. Every morning I woke up with a new resolve to stay sober, with few exceptions. By noon, I was so messed up I couldn't tell you my name. The voices in my head became even more and more vicious. With each failed attempt, my head said, "See, you failed again. You knew you wouldn't feel better. You're a loser. You're never going to beat this. Why are you even trying? Just drink until you're dead." On the rare days I managed to make it past noon. There were few brave enough to get within 100 yards of me. I was not a nice person sober. I was angry and frightened, and I wanted you to feel as terrible as I did. A few times I had drinks pushed on me. "Here, drink this, then maybe you won't be so difficult." I always had a nasty retort, and this took what and then took what was offered. Toward the end, I prayed every night for God to take me in my sleep, and I cursed Him in the morning for allowing me to live. It was never my intention to end up in AA. If someone mentioned perhaps I drank too much, I laughed at them. I didn't drink any more than my friends. I never got drunk when I didn't want to. Never mind that I always wanted to. I couldn't be an alcoholic. I was too young. Life was my problem. Other substances were my problem. If I could just get a handle on things, then I could drink. Go lay down now. Just a second, guys. Mike, can you take him out, please? I couldn't be an alcoholic. I was too young. Life was my problem. Other substances were my problem. If I could just get a handle on things, then I could drink. I got a job as a waitress at a local pancake house. Our late hours attracted a wide variety of. I'm gonna close out YouTube because it's not even. Anyways, technical difficulties. I got a job as a waitress at a local pancake house. Our late hours attracted a wide variety of clientele, including some members of Alcoholics Anonymous. They were not my favorite people to wait on. They, in fact, drove me to drink. They were loud, hard to please. The table hopped and didn't tip very well. I on them the same bunch, waited on the same bunch for 6 weeks in a row before finally being granted the night off. Now I had been thinking that my problem was insanity, and what happened on my night off clinched it. I missed this motley crew who had plagued me existence for over a month. I missed the laughter and their bright smiles. I went and had coffee with them, though through a chain of events I chose to believe were the action of my higher power. They convinced me to go to a meeting. I was told it was a special AA anniversary open meeting, which meant that anyone could attend. I thought to myself, what could it hurt? I wait on these people. Perhaps it will help me to better understand them. On the designated evening, I arrived to find that the anniversary meeting was the following week, but they took a vote and decided I could stay. I was shocked and humbled. These people wanted me around. It was a concept I had trouble accepting. I stayed and listened carefully to let them know I didn't have a problem. I attended the anniversary meeting the following week with no intention of ever going to another meeting. I wasn't an alcoholic. I had other problems that needed attention. Then I would be okay. The next week, a friend who was admittedly an alcoholic asked me if I was going to the meeting. My head went into hyper speed. If this person thought I needed to go, perhaps I did. but I wasn't an alcoholic. I attended the meeting and decided drugs were my problem. I stopped using them completely from that night forward. The result was a sharp increase in my drinking. I knew this would never do. Staggering home one night, it occurred to me that perhaps I stopped drinking just for a while, maybe I could get a handle on things and then I could drink again. It took about 3 months for me to realize I was my problem, and drinking made my problem much worse. The other substances were simply tools to control my drinking, given a choice. I'd take a drink over the other stuff in a heartbeat. Angry doesn't begin to describe how I felt when I had to admit I was an alcoholic, even though I was grateful not to be nuts as I'd first supposed. I felt cheated. All the people I was sitting around the tables of Alcoholics Anonymous had been granted many more years of drinking than I. It just wasn't fair. Someone pointed to me that life was rarely fair. I wasn't amused, but extending my drinking career simply wasn't an option anymore. I need to drink water. Okay. 90 days sober cleared my thinking enough to make me realize I'd hit bottom. If I were to go back to drinking, it would be just a matter of time before one of two things happened. I'd succeed at, you know, or I'd start the life of the living dead. I'd seen what the latter looked like, and real death was preferable. At this point, I surrendered. I admitted I was an alcoholic without a clue what to do about it. Many of the people around me wanted me to go to treatment, but I resisted. I didn't want the kids at school to know what was going on. If I went to treatment, they'd all know within a week. More importantly, I was afraid the treatment center would test me and say, "You're not an alcoholic, you're just crazy." My heart knew this wasn't true. My head took a bit more convincing. The thought of having AA taken away from me was terrifying. AA was my anchor in a sea of confusion. Anything that might propose a threat to my sense of security was quickly thrust away. I didn't have anything against treatment centers then, nor do I now. I simply didn't want to go, and I didn't. I did stay sober. One summer with people who enjoy life sober was all it took for me to want sobriety more than I wanted to drink. I will not tell you I did everything I was told when I was told how I was told, because I didn't. Like most people new to the program, I set out to find an easier, softer way as the big book suggested I could not. When I couldn't find an easier, softer way, I looked for the person with the magic wand. The one person in AA who could make me all better. Right now, this was a frustrating task, and I finally realized that if I wanted this life, I was going to have to do what the others had done. No one made me drink, and no one was going to make me stay sober. This program is for people who want it, not people who need it. If everyone who needed AA showed up, we would be bursting at the seams. Unfortunately, most never make it to the door. I believe I was one of the lucky ones, not just because I found this program at such a young age. I feel fortunate that I found AA at all. My approach to drinking brought me to the jumping off place described in the big book much faster than anyone could have imagined. I'm convinced if I had continued on my course, I wouldn't have survived much longer. I don't believe I was smarter than anyone else, as I'm often told by those who in who came in at a later age. It was my time, my chance to live, and I took it. If there had still been joy in my drinking, or even a remote chance of the joy returning, I would not have stopped drinking when I did. No one who drank uh, as I did wakes up on the edge of the abyss one morning and says, "Things look pretty scary. I think I'd better stop drinking before I fall in." I was convinced I could go as far as I wanted and when climb back out when it wasn't fun anymore. What was ha- what happened was I found myself at the bottom of the canyon thinking I'd never see the sun again. AA didn't pull me out of that hole. It did it did give me the tools to construct a ladder with 12 steps. Sobriety is nothing like I thought it would be. At first, it was one big emotional roller coaster full of sharp highs and deep lows. My emotions were new, untested, and I wasn't entirely certain I wanted to deal with them. I cried when I should have been laughing. I laughed when I should have cried. Events I thought were the end of the world turned out to be gifts. It was all very confusing. Slowly, things began to even out. As I began to take the steps of recovery, my hole in the pitfall condition of my life became clear. I asked what the two most important things in recovery are. I would have to say willingness and action. I was willing to believe that AA was telling me that the truth. I wanted to believe it was true in a way I cannot relate in words. I wanted this thing to work. Then I began to take the course of action prescribed. Following the principles laid out in the big book has not always been comfortable, nor will I claim perfection. I have yet to find a place in the big book that says, now you have completed the steps. Have a nice life. The program is a plan for a lifetime of daily living. There have been occasions when the temptation to slack off has won. I view each of these as learning opportunities. When I am willing to do the right thing, I am rewarded with an inner peace no amount of liquor could ever provide. When I am unwilling to do the right thing, I become restless, irritable, I dis- and discontent. It was always my choice. Through the 12 steps, I have been granted a gift of choice. I am no longer at the mercy of a disease that tells me the only answer is to drink. If willingness is the key to unlock the gates of hell, it is action that opens those doors so that we may walk freely among the living. Kink in my neck. Over the course of my sobriety, I have experienced many opportunities to grow. I have had struggles and achievements. Through it all, I have not had to take a drink, nor have I ever been alone. Willingness and action have seen me through it all. With the guidance of a loving higher power and the fellowship of the program, when I'm in doubt, I have faith that things will turn out as they should. When I'm afraid, I reach for the hand of another alcoholic to steady me. Life has not heaped monetary riches upon my head, nor have I achieved fame in the eyes of the world. My blessing cannot be measured in those terms. No amount of money or fame could equal what has been given me. Today I can walk down any street anywhere without the fear of meeting someone I've harmed. Today my thoughts are consumed with craving for the next drink or regret for the damage I did on the last drink. Today I reside among the living, no better, no worse than any of God's other children. Today I look in the mirror when putting on my makeup and smile, rather than shy away from looking myself in the eye. Today I fit in my skin. I'm at peace with myself and the world around me. Growing up in AA, I have been blessed with children who have never seen their mother drink. Mine saw me drink too many times. I have a husband who loves me simply because I am, and I have gained the respect of my family. What more could a broken down drunk ask for? Lord knows it is more than I ever thought possible, and ever so much more than I deserved, all because I was willing to believe AA just might work for me too. It's this this touches me right now because Um, my sobriety date is November 15th, 2014. I have been blessed with the gift to help the alcoholics who still suffer. And it says it, not every one of us is lucky. I consider myself a lucky one. And I do look back and and think, I done it once. I went sober for a year once. I did have that thing that I put in place to help me stay sober. And then I took a drink. That's all it took. That is it. And I went back out. And I was out for quite a while, longer than I would have really wanted to be, because the true me that I am now, I never wanted to be the alcoholic that runs in my family. I fought it my whole entire life, and then I become the alcoholic. I was scared. I didn't have friends. I didn't want to be around my family. And I did call people. I did not remember what was said every time. I can't go back to that. And you know, I was referred to AA from a friend. That friend has been in my life as a friend, as a brother, since I was 16 years old. And I didn't keep in touch with him all the time. But when I got sober, I reached out and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And we picked up like we didn't even miss a beat. Good friends. And so I was telling him I'm an alcoholic because I had already come to terms with that. I just didn't use any tools or reach out to anybody or anything like that. I just admitted it. And the toughest thing is to admit to yourself that you're an alcoholic, that you have a problem, because you don't want people to see that you have that problem. It's hard. Believe me, it's not easy at all. This friend is like, "You want to meet me at an AA meeting?" I thought about it and thought about it. And I talked to my husband about it. And I was like, it wouldn't hurt me to just go and check it out. So that's what I did. I went and checked it out. Y'all, since I stepped into that AA meeting, I have been sober every single day and living life with clear eyes. I don't have goggles on anymore. I live day by day. I don't rush into a long, prolonged planning, because for us alcoholics, when we do that, we are already thinking, oh, if we have not come to grips with, if I take that first drink, then I'm going to go right back down. So we might be thinking, okay, well, I haven't had a drink since last weekend. Now we're going out to a, a bar or something, and now I'm going to drink. That's setting yourself up. I never do that. I stopped doing that for a long time ago because I have been in bars. I've been in many casinos since I quit drinking. It's not about the drink for me anymore. It's about going with a friend to hang out or with a family member to hang out and have a actual conversation with someone that is listening, that cares, who may be in the same journey with you. And, you know, people don't like to talk about their alcoholism. I don't have a problem with talking about mine because that is how I remind myself, you know, I'm recovering. I'm going to be forever recovering. Some people in different countries or whatever don't say that. That's up to them. I'm not going to judge them on what they say or how they do their program. All I know is it worked for me. It's working for me. I've seen it work for other people. I'm still friends with many of the people that I first met in those AA meetings that I have gone to. I have interacted with a bunch of people at a convention on Mount Hood because it's so important to me to be involved in my sobriety and be able to help others become sober and stay sober and know that there are people out there that are suffering the same thing. And don't be scared. We know it happens to the best of us. But if you truly want to be sober, you can be. There's a program. All you got to do is just go to one. Go to one meeting. That's all it took for my sister. That's it. That's all it took. And she is 8 years sober. So something works. And um it's it's just a blessing to be able to wake up sober and have a life outside of thinking about, oh, I gotta get that next drink, I gotta have the money for that drink, I gotta ask this person for that so I could have a drink. I don't do that anymore. I have a job, I have friends at work, I have family members that I talk to every day. One of them, it's morning and night. And then my sister, we're constantly talking and we're neighbors. So, I don't talk to my sponsors every day, which I probably should, but I don't have to. They're not telling me I have to. But when I feel like I need to go to a meeting, I'll go to one. I won't hide the fact that I need to go to a meeting. I'll be like, I think I need to go. So I'll just be like, hey, hun, I need the car. I'm going to a meeting. And I go. I don't put it off because if I'm feeling I need a meeting, I'm going. One way or another, I'm going. And there's AA everywhere. Every country, state, city, there's AA meetings absolutely everywhere. Even if you don't understand the language, you understand what the concept is of Alcoholics Anonymous. You can find it everywhere. You can buy the books. I've got these two books. They have apps that you can download. You can read the books on the apps for free. You can keep track of your sobriety date for free. That's what I do. That's exactly what I do. I read my daily reflections when I'm feeling down and out. I will read my daily reflection and I'll be like, yep, that is today, you know. But Wednesday is my 9-year sobriety, and I will probably be doing something on here. I don't know how fun or how boring, but Wednesday, sobriety birthday, I will be live sometime because I'm not going to go for my normal Wednesday live stream because it is my sobriety birthday and it is worth celebrating. And so I will be celebrating that. And I just, I'm proud of myself, super proud of myself for staying on this path and sharing the knowledge that I have, because I'm not right about everything. I'm not going to play like I am, but I know that I have to work this every single day, and it's not a lot of work. It is what you make it. You can have a wonderful life of being sober, even though you think, oh no, I can't go without that. I can tell you, you can. You can absolutely. And I'm just so happy to be this blessed with my higher power, with my sponsees, with my sponsors, with my AA group. I have a home group, and when I feel I need a when I feel I need a meeting, I go to my home group, and I I'm willing to read off the read the steps and the traditions. I'm not scared to do that anymore. When I first started, I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Nope. And now I'm sharing it here on YouTube and Facebook, and uh, I'm happy to be able to do that. A lot of people don't have that blessing. So, but I hope to see people on Wednesday um, for my sobriety birthday. Um, Everybody's welcome to it. Um, I don't know you get what I'm doing for it, but there's going to be something going on. Something going on, of course. And I will get my 9-year coin on Friday. Anyways, just know you all are beautiful and you got this. You can do it. You have to want it. That's the program. You have to want it. You get to work your program at your pace. But all it takes is 24 hours. Go to a meeting. There's meetings at every time of the day. So, but anyways, I've been on here for 45 minutes. Um, Thank you all for being here. I want to go ahead and say the Serenity Prayer and in the meeting. So, thank you all for coming, and please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification so you know when there's videos coming. And because I do adventure videos, and I do 2 AA meetings a week, and then I do a uh, Adventures live stream on Wednesdays in the mornings. But this Wednesday, it's going to be probably a little later. It's okay. I kind of figured you were taking a nap. But, yeah, sobriety is worth it. You just have to want it. That's for sure. It's the truth. Sometimes the truth hurts, but once you get the program and you work your steps, it works. Worked for me, worked for you. So, anyways, I love you guys. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Love you guys.